Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura. Welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 168. Today is Sunday, January 26th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and trying to get our hair to look right before we start. But mine's wet, so that's not doing anything.
Oh, so we're going to welcome you all to the video. Thank you for joining us. We've seen some uptick in our number of subscribers, and thank you for that. We appreciate you. If you are
Sure.
brand new, grab a drink, grab a project, and get busy because we kind of ramble.
Mhm.
And if you are coming back, you already know that and you know what you're here for.
For sure.
We've had a lot of great comments, and that's always fun to get on here and see those. And it just makes it fun to interact with people and get them to reply to things. I asked last week if anybody had challenges they were doing, and Britches Get Stitches
Hmm.
um, said that what she does is she's doing like a 52 book challenge. So she's trying to figure out how to put together. This is what I get out of it. I need to look it up and really read, but
Hmm.
she's trying to match a project and a book so
That's
that
cool.
yeah, so that she spends a little more time reading, and then, things kind of go together. And for me,
Hmm.
I would feel like that kind of creates memories. It's more like memory retention.
Yeah, for sure. I did that. I need to actually have some frogging to do on this piece, and that's why it's languishing. But a few years ago, I was doing a re-listen of The Hobbit and some of the Lord of the Rings, and I had a Tolkien-inspired piece that I would work on while I
Oh.
listened to it, and that was really fun. So,
I think I've talked about my whole experience. My first experience with audiobooks was that Katie and I hosted a Jane Austen book club on um, Goodreads. And so Katie had gotten the files and she had them downloaded. And so she sent them to me to listen to at
mhm.
the same time. And I would get up early before work and I would come in, open up my laptop, plug in my headphones. I mean, like we're talking a while back. And I would make a cup of tea and have my cross stitch, and I would have morning experience every day with
That's
Jane
nice.
Austen. So I that's something, it's been years, and I just
Mhm.
won't forget that, I went the whole tea with my British novel and listened to that and stitched.
That's so fun. I love morning stitching time, like before everybody else is awake.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't really get that right now, but I'm looking forward to getting it again. Pre-baby, I would get up, I'd get some steps in and listen to um, part of an audiobook, and then after I did that for a certain amount of time, I'd sit down and I'd stitch and I'd continue to listen to it. And it's just kind of nice before
Mhm.
your day starts to kind of do that. So.
And I feel like no matter how many stitches you get in, it's nice to start my day with some stitches.
Hmm.
I need to get back in that habit because I'm model stitching right now.
Hmm.
So my time is a little different. And if I would get up in the morning, I could do some other stitching just for me, and
Right.
then it would be easier in the evening to just go into the model stitching.
Hmm. Definitely.
So, well, what's new with you this week?
Um, it hasn't been a great week. We had some sort of stomach bug that went through our house, that I've been dealing with for most of the week, so that's not been fun. And it's been a stressful work week, but that's okay. That happens. So, Uh, it's been nice to come home and stitch. But this was our Thursday at the library to stitch, and I just sent a message because I was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And then by the end of the day, I was like, I am peopled out. I'm just gonna go home. Where I'll still have to deal with people, but they're at least people, that I promised like I have to go through a whole legal thing to get rid of one of them, and two of them they're here until they're 18 at least. So
Well,
But what's new with
Oh.
you?
Well, it was a good week at school. We were testing, which kind of exhausts me in a whole different way because I just sit quietly, but I do stitch, and you guys will get to see the results of that when we get to our whips and things. What's new is I'm trying a setup from a different location.
Hmm.
I told Keisha I've been feeling like I'm kind of leaned back and far away when I'm sitting over in my chair. And I thought if maybe I would sit up here, that I would just be more, I would be in better sight line for you guys.
Right.
But I'm gonna have to play with the lights and see what works best. It's definitely, you don't need to see what's back there anyway, it's dark. But I get a lot of light from the windows over here, so the curtains are closed. And yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's about it. I think I've recovered from our 24-hour weekend,
Yes,
but shall we get into some stitching?
definitely.
Okay. You want to kick it off with a finish?
I do. I finished something, guys. I'm very excited about it. Here it is. I finished This Is Fine. This is a pattern that I got off of the CrossStitch subreddit, and I did about 1,000 stitches on it this week. I filled in a lot of the flames and most of the green in the back, but I finished this last night and I was so excited. So,
Okay. How many stitches are in that? Because that's
um,
full coverage.
yes, let me
And I always think this is interesting because it doesn't look like a huge piece.
know. So it has 5,925 stitches
So that's a lot of stitches in that
in
in
this little
that
thing.
space. Yeah.
And it's on 40 count, so it
Oh,
definitely
yes.
looks small. But I wanted, so I'm giving this as a gift to a friend. I'm gonna pop it in, I think like it'll fit in a 5 by 5 frame. Um, and so I didn't want to do anything like too big. So, uh, and this is just one strand, which I think holding it back like this, it's really good coverage, the one strand.
Hmm.
So, uh, this was a lot of fun. The white in the speech bubble was not a lot of fun, but it was mostly a lot of fun. So
Good.
that's finish number two. And I've done over 4,000 stitches on it this month. So I really did the bulk of it in January.
Wow. I have a back from the framer finish,
Woohoo.
and I'm really excited about it. Keisha's had a preview.
Yes.
Okay, I'm seeing something laying on the side that I was just trying to pull. Okay, so I got a message on Friday and I cheered in the room, and the kids at school are like, "What, Miss Landis? What?" I got my Life After Death back from the
Wow.
framer. It looks fabulous, all stretched, and Kathy does a fabulous job. I mean, these are really, really straight lines. So I'm going to come close so you can see my frame. It's
Mhm.
um, it's kind of a nice, just like washed frame. It's not a
Mhm.
metal frame, it's wood, but I love this. I've used this on other projects, but I
Mhm.
wanted something that would look kind of elegant to go with the piece. This is Life After Death by Long Dog Samplers.
Mhm.
Should have said that. And the big change that I feel like I made, I have to figure out which part it's in. It should be right here. Here we go. You have to put in initials, and I put in A for Amber and K for Katie. So those are my
Nice.
kids. And then my initials, I don't know if I have my initials. I feel like I do somewhere, but the date is here. She puts it in for you, Labor's End. And I got to put 2024 because I did finish it. But yes, I love this.
Awesome.
Okay. And I'll stop showing it
Wow.
off.
No, I
I
mean, just Just put it in front of your screen and I'll be silent and we'll just look at it for the next
Yeah,
however long our floss tube would be.
I
That's
could
more
just
important.
listen to it for a while. Okay, I'm going to hope that this doesn't make too much noise because I forgot to pull it out. But Katie also picked up a project
Mhm.
and it's very exciting for us. Let me find the top. It is if you did the Magic School Bus Sal to support my school and to send things off our Amazon wish list, you got the pattern. Here's the model back from the framer.
Wow.
And we went with this crazy bright green metallic frame to go with Liz up here.
Yes.
But this is Katie's design from the Black Needle Society. Um, I don't know if she still has it open or not. We would figure it out if you wanted to donate and get the pattern. This fabric is from Bestitch Me. I can't tell you the name, I don't remember, but this was just fabulous.
Yes.
And
Ah,
our friend Jennifer model stitched this because she is speedy quick.
yes.
So I just loved it. And all the fun things. There are ants. They're kind of hard to see right down here at the bottom,
Oh,
all
yeah.
across, and just all the cool fun things in this.
So fun.
And I love it because it is Magic School Bus, but I don't know that your brain necessarily goes right to that. I think it's just kind of
Mhm.
a pretty piece and it looks cool. And then
Yeah,
you're
for
like,
sure.
wait, wait, wait. I know that phrase.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you're of a certain age, you're like, oh, that's Liz.
Yeah. Yes, you know who that is up there at the top. I love that she's huge. It's
Yes.
like she
Yes.
just she got hit with the growing thing, or she
Right.
stayed normal size and everything else
Yeah.
shrunk.
They shrunk down to go into the body, make their friend feel better.
So, and the little bus was right in the middle if you saw
Mhm.
that. So,
Yes.
kind of a
So
fun
cute.
one. We love seeing that. And thank you again. If you are one of those people who donated, my school totally appreciates it. And we have been inside for indoor recess with all of the snow, and the kids have lots of great games and things because of the donations.
Mm.
They have games with all the pieces. That's
Yeah.
the big thing. And I do recess duty in a kindergarten room and in a third grade room. And the third grade teacher, if the kids get a game out and then there are maybe some disputes or something, or they're talking, she'll say, do you guys know how to play this? Come up here, bring it. I'm going to reteach you how to play this game. So, a lot of things the kids have never even seen before. And
Mhm.
she is sitting, it's her break time because I'm in there to cover recess, but she will sit with the kids and play games so that they learn how to
Wow.
play these board games, box games, card games, whatever she's come up with. So,
Oh, so nice.
yeah, it's really cool. So it's fun to see all those things. And it just makes me think about how wonderful our cross stitch community is.
Definitely. Definitely.
So, okay. I have one little piece of stash that I
All
was going to
right.
share.
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, I'm going to pull the thing off the end. I got this cute little pair of scissors, and
Oh,
the color is rosewood. They are Matryoshka Doll Shop. There we go.
so
They
cute.
are just so fun. Keisha says they go with my nails today,
Mhm.
but so tiny. And normally I can't use small scissors because with my arthritis, they're just too small. But the holes on these are just big enough that it's comfortable for me to hold them. So I can't wait to get these in a project and keep them. I think I need to hit up Lady Dot Creates and find another really cool fob
Yeah,
to put
that
on
would
them
be.
because I love her fobs.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my stash for the week.
Awesome.
And that takes us up to whips.
All right. Well, we didn't even go over how many whips each of us has.
Oh, I counted. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five. I think I have eight.
Oh, I have two.
Okay, well, let me start with
Great.
I'll do a couple and then we'll show one we have together.
Okay, sounds good.
This is going to be a finish next week.
Hmm.
This is my blessing sampler. It has to be a finish next week because the whole goal was that you start and finish one in 1 week or 1 week, 1 month. And I almost kept
Ooh,
myself up last night because all I need is this alphabet up here.
yes.
But the colors on this are so yummy. This
Yeah.
is the Jane Marshall 1857 sampler from Hands Across the Sea. It was designed to help benefit the fire brigade, two of the fire brigades in Australia during the big fires in Australia in 2020. And I just, after I pulled it out, then I thought, oh my gosh, how timely this is that this
Right.
is what I'm stitching. So I may have to replace this with Katie's. Uh,
Oh, yes.
so if you would like to help contribute, there's a note in our show notes. If you would like to help to contribute to the World
So,
Central Kitchen for to help the people in Los Angeles, or not Los Angeles, in California, um, then if you go to the Black Needle Society, you should be able to find a post either on Facebook or on Instagram and click the link, donate, and you can get this beautiful pattern that Katie designed to help those people out. And it's gorgeous. And
yes, it's
Keisha and I are
beautiful.
dying to start this.
Yeah,
So
oh, definitely. It's definitely on my list of things that I want to work on because it's
it's really, really gorgeous. Yeah. So I need to get the supplies for it, but I will just be itching to start it. And that would be
Mhm.
kind of perfect to replace it. Ah,
Beautiful.
I love that. Thank you for pulling that up.
Mhm.
And I wonder if I could do that in 1 month.
I bet you could. I don't have my tablet back here. I've already put it into Pattern Keeper. It's not a whole lot of stitches.
Probably less than I'm doing because I think that was 5,400-ish.
Hmm.
So it was a lot of stitches every day, but I'm really excited. Now I
Yeah.
can coast through this week or I can get it done.
Yeah. Either way.
Okay, my school project is Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Samplers. And um I chose this because I need a paper pattern while we are testing. We try not to have electronics out. I would be okay during this test, but once we get to the state testing, I can't. So,
Mm.
um, and Cinnamon Stars made me think of Winnie the Pooh. So that's what I
Mhm.
was trying to. This is one of those tumbling. There we go.
Yes.
Um, and I got a lot in this week.
Wow.
I had 2 days last week, and then this past week so I did all of these stars. I did all of the stars. I didn't have
Wow.
any of them in. And I did the L. So I just have a few more stars. They're bigger stars on this side, like
Hmm.
similar to these sizes. And then I have the garden down below.
That is so pretty.
Thank you. The kids are so excited to see this, and You know, I have been procrastinating on this one. I think I just didn't want to have to. I love these stars. I don't
Hmm.
think I wanted to have to do them. My
Mm.
fabric, you can tell, is pretty sheer. You can see over here on this side, you can
Hmm.
see through it. And so I've
Right.
been concerned about coverage, and I should have just known that I needed to just do it and get it done.
Yeah, no, it looks great. The coverage is wonderful.
And while I'm tucking this back in, this bag was made by our friend Judy, Judy's Project Bags and More. And Judy needs some extra good thoughts and love this week. Um, she lost her sweet puppy. He's not a puppy. She lost her sweet dog, and Shadow was just the light of her life, and we're all very saddened for her. So,
Such a sweetie.
so cute. So please send all the good thoughts and wishes to Judy. And think about her a lot this week because she's
Hmm.
just struggling with it.
Yeah,
So,
as you would.
yeah,
Oh,
like I felt in August. So,
yeah.
you know,
Right. Right.
okay, how about our one together?
Okay, let's show it.
We are doing Society Stitcher, whichever way, wherever it's going to go. There'll be a picture. And I'm doing mine on 32 count soft orchid linen from Color and Cotton. I'm using an overdyed floss conversion that I pulled um, using the DMCs that Katie had charted.
Yep. And I'm doing mine on a piece of 32 count Enchanted Forest Lugana from Forbidden Fiber Co. But I'm doing mine 1/1.
I was going to say, you're going to think there is something wrong with this picture.
Right. One of us is lying. Can you tell which one? Uh,
And I can bring mine in. Um, I just am working on all of that dark fill in, which is what you're doing too right now.
mhm.
And I'm trying to get around my lettering. I've already done my stitches today, even though I didn't send you a photo.
But you're doing it the smart way because see, I by putting in the letters and then doing around it. Because I'm just trying to stick with just the green, and I have a counting error already
Oh,
down in the S, but it's just that the bottom swirl is going to be a little smaller,
oh,
and it's
I don't
okay.
have that one. So
No. So it's fine. No one's going to be able to tell. It's over one. No one's going to be able to notice that it's one stitch too small.
I counted the rest of the letters, and as close
Mhm.
as I can tell, I think there are like 192 stitches left in
Oh,
the lettering.
yeah.
But I'm just doing it a little bit as I am moving the blue along.
Yeah. Whenever the day that I discovered my counting error was the day that I felt the worst, and the only
Oh,
stitches I did that day were 25 stitches on this, and I was not going to tear out. And
over one stitches. Yes.
not that day. It was a struggle just to do the 25. So, but it's fine. Like it's not going to affect anything. And I have not done my stitches yet today. So how many stitches does that bring us up to?
I don't remember.
Let me look. I hold please for the stats.
Hold, please.
Hold please.
And while Keisha is telling you there will be stats, next week we will be doing our January review and going over all of our stats for the month because we're trying to do a year of stats. So we're counting everything.
So we've done 625 stitches on it so far. You've done 650 since you've already done your 25 for the day.
So, and we are very seriously sticking to 25 stitches per day, which is
Mhm.
killing me.
Yeah.
But
Oh, for sure.
but also the good thing is that I do 25 stitches and I set it aside and I pick up something else.
Hmm.
And I think that kind of rotation is good for me too.
Right. Well, and it was good, whenever, and of course, if you're not feeling well, don't stitch if you don't feel like stitching. But I'm trying to stitch every day this year. And so that gives me just like, I only need to do 25 stitches on it. So,
Mhm. It's a good way to build a habit.
yeah, for sure.
So,
For sure. Because there are definitely some days where I'm just like, ugh.
yeah, but I know that we're both like, oh,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
want to see some progress.
Please, I just want to finish this bottom.
Our challenge stitching for our group. I worked on this piece, Frog Prince, and I love this thing. It is so cute. I'm not going to put Frog Prince at the bottom. And I'm stitching this on Once in a Blue Moon by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I love this fabric. And I finished all of the bottom down here, and I am starting the bunny. You can see a little bit of white in there.
Yes. Ooh,
So
fun.
it's so cool. I love this. It's a fun project, and it's in a frog bag. So
Yes. I love
I
that
like
bag.
when things go together for sure.
Mhm.
Let me put that in. And this is one that I may try to pull out again this week.
Okay.
So then another one that I worked on is the 2017 linen and threads mystery sampler. I'm showing you November because this is where I'm stopping. I'm not putting the rest of it in down here. I like the straight band for it to finish. That's just my
Okay.
personal preference. Brendan's designs are fabulous. So, and I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count Carol's Meadow from Silkweaver. And if I could think what the name of the dye shop is now, I would tell you. But so this is the beginning. See, and I'm close enough, I can really show you. This is what's going on. And what I put in, let me flip it up here because it's getting long, is that brown all the way across.
Okay.
So
Wow, this piece is just stunning, Laura. Every time you bring it out, I'm just like, whoa, I forgot how pretty it
thank
is.
you. There's a band coming up that has four of these flowers, and
Hmm.
Katie had thoughts about how I should do that, and we'll see what I think when I get there because I've been trying to decide, like what colors I would use for that band, which that's half of the fun with this piece is just figuring out what color comes next.
Mm.
So I just have a couple more. Do you want to show yours?
Yeah. So, the other thing that I worked on this week is I worked on Flying Pink Piggy. This is
Oh,
charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, and the artwork is by Lisa Victoria. This is definitely one that will come out this week as well. But here is where she is. So this is on a piece of just 25 count linen, and it's 1/1. And I just basically, from the start of the pink, I just went all the way over, and then I did down here. I did like 180 stitches on it this past week on my day off from work because we had Monday off as a holiday. So that's
awesome.
where I am. But
Do you have a method? Like, do you have does your method have a name or?
so this has gone through several different things. I um I was doing it diagonals, which I'll show you the back. You can
Oh,
see I
okay.
did diagonals because you can kind of see those lines and you can kind of see where I stopped doing diagonals.
Hmm.
I was also doing something called Royal Rows for a little bit, which was kind of just like doing a row of 20 across and doing like 10 by 20 sort of sections. But this piece is a quick stitch, so it's not that far across. And I just thought it'd be fun just to like kind of move it all the way across the pink. I get bored with doing different methods sometimes, so I just kind of do whatever I feel like doing that day.
That's good though, and it's fun to try and change things up too.
Yeah. And of course you always want to make sure that you're not leaving lines in your project because whenever you do something like diagonals, you could see tension differences because that's where you stopped your row, and then if you do more the same exact color, you might see some tension differences and get lines, and I don't really want that. So I've just been kind of playing around with it, just doing whatever I feel like. I know some people like to go in and do all one color and then come back and do all another color, and I think that's fun too. But anyway, that's for
Cool.
that.
That's such a happy piece.
Yes, I like it so much.
My next one is Singing Sparrow from Sweet Wing Studio. This is one of those hymns that my parents just loved. So it
Hmm.
just always makes me think of them. And I am stitching this. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look. It came in one of the boxes. It is Glacier from Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm using the called for flosses, but it just felt perfect to use this fabric.
Ooh.
And this time I had this HES me, and rather than do more lettering, I did this band and
Mhm.
I started on the bird.
So, excuse me, so cool.
I last week, so our challenge group, I was like irritated with how many stitches I was going to get to do on one project because I didn't feel like it was enough. So
Hmm.
instead, I changed it all to time, and anything that got 100 stitches, I did 100 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So, but I did it all in one day. I had a day where I could sit and stitch for a long time. And so it was easy to get everything in.
Mm.
So that was kind of fun. So the reason that I was irritated is because this one would only have gotten 60 stitches.
Mm.
And this is Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I'm doing this on 36 count. Um, oh, it's from R and R. I can see my tag. It just will not move far enough. I think it's Old Mill Java. Yes, from R and R Reproductions. And I put basically this whole basket in because I only had one little bitty part in. And I
Oh,
put in almost 400 stitches in my 60 minutes.
nice.
So I was really happy to move that along. And it's funny because I don't think you really see it like that. It's
Mm-mm.
this, and I still have quite a bit of that basket. This needle minder is very heavy. I
Mm.
still have quite a bit of that basket to go in, and this is when I get to work on again this week.
Ooh, awesome.
So we'll see how many more stitches I will get in this week, but I have three of these seasonal pieces. No, I have two of these seasonal pieces started, spring and winter.
Mm.
I just bought summer and I've kitted it up so it will be ready to go, and I will start it in like on the first day of summer.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
And then we're all waiting with bated breath for the autumn moon to come
Mm.
out. And I have this in a Sheba Designs bag. Look at those
Oh,
bunnies. I mean, there
cute.
are bunnies on each one of these. Surely you saw him. He is
Hmm.
right there. And I just love them. Rabbits are one of those things that I like to stitch. And Sheba Designs, Melissa does beautiful bags. So
Hmm.
I thought this one, it's kind of fun. It has the moons.
Yeah.
It's
Perfect.
just meant to be.
Of course.
That was my last one. Do you think that was enough?
That was, well, I would have had more to show if I hadn't spent over 1,000 stitches on the thing I finished.
Yes. Keisha and I kind of chatted. Our next thing up is plans. And we kind of chatted a little bit about what's coming up this next week. And I still don't remember what I'm working on, other than I know I get to work on Spring Moon. And
Mhm.
if I have time, I'll work on frog prints. I'm going to work on Christmas etchings. I'm working on Blackberry House
I was gonna
because
say,
Keisha got
remember, you gotta
called.
stitch on my project.
And then I think I'm going to work on painted flowers, which I'm doing on the very dark, almost black linen. But
Mm.
I've been okay with it, so I think I would like to ride that wave and
There you
get
go.
that done.
Yeah,
I think,
definitely.
oh, and then I had to finish, so I get to work on anything, which is probably at this point model stitching.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I'm going to definitely, so since I was called, I have this wheel that I spin of just silly projects to figure out what I'm going to work on. And the wheel spun Flying Pink Piggy for me, so I'm going to do quite a bit of stitching on that, which I hadn't even thought about until this very moment, but my grandma's birthday would have been this week. So the wheel knew that I
oh,
needed to work on it this week, obviously. Her birthday would have been the 30th. So I'll be doing some stitches on that day for sure. And then I'm going to be working on Canoe Ride. That's another one that got called for the challenge, and that's the next big focus piece that I have. Because I want to get that one done by the end of February because the person I'm stitching that for retires pretty soon. So I want to get that done for him. And then I'm working on Koala Santa, and I feel like Koala Santa is pretty close to a finish, so I don't know if I'll actually finish it because it takes a long time to do 180 stitches on Flying Pink Piggy, so I'll have to see. And then because you had a finish, I get to work on swimming with scissors from ink
And
circles, and I'm
that
excited.
just makes you happy, right?
And then, of course, we'll be working on Society Stitcher, and you'll see
Yes.
an additional almost 200 stitches on that whenever we get together.
Yes,
So,
which is fun. And then I will have a finish next week. I am saying it, I'm speaking it into
oh yeah,
reality. So it will be, I'm sure I will have it done.
yeah.
So today I am concentrating on model stitching because my plan is to have the piece finished pretty quickly here. So
Hmm.
I just am trying to get as many stitches as I can, and I will be sitting and watching football here in a while.
Yes.
And just since I'm parked, I'm going to be doing that model stitching and getting in things, and um, yeah, it'll be
Hopefully, it's happy model stitching and not too nervous of model stitching.
fun.
Our local team is the Chiefs, so we're hoping to go to the Super Bowl again. So,
I've been hearing that's funny. I've been hearing that there are a lot of people out there who are hating the Chiefs. And it's so funny because I looked and it was from 1970 to 2020 between
mhm.
Super Bowl wins for us.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
know we've had four here in the 2020s, but
It's like anything else, it was fun to hate on the Patriots because they kept winning. It's in any sport, you're just like, ah, I just wish someone else would win. I was really pulling for the Lions. I'm so sorry,
oh yeah.
but
It's so funny too, though, because I know growing up, I felt like, oh, the same team wins all the time. But
hmm
they're talking about that the three-peat would be a big deal,
hmm
that there are not very many teams that have done that. And for me, as somebody who's always watched football, I always felt like it was the same team winning every year. And
Yeah,
maybe it was just the same team going
right,
every year for several years in a row. So that's kind of it's kind of been interesting to hear different things about it because it's definitely made me question my memories.
right, right. Well, and Kansas City is not we did get a World Series not too long ago. I mean, I guess it's been 10 years, but um so Kansas City doesn't usually have a whole lot of winning teams. So the city is really just kind of riding
Yes, and it's
this.
so fun to drive through town and see what things have been turned red and gold.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
So, or red and white, or whatever, whatever version people are doing. But
Yeah.
it is fun to see the city pull together and have so much spirit. And we're just going to cross our fingers and hope for the best. And
Yeah.
what I know is that if we win, I will probably get a red snow day. And
That would be great.
yeah, that means more stitching for me. So,
Right.
okay, do
Well,
you have good questions for them this week?
hmm. Well, what sort of stats do you want to see us do? We were kind of talking through what sort of monthly stats we're going to talk about next time. And if there's something that you want to know about our stitching and what we did in January, let us know.
Our stats will definitely include how many stitches we did for model stitching.
Mhm.
Um, one of our friends shared a spreadsheet with me. So mine is broken down by project. And I mean, I have a lot of information at my fingertips now, which I feel like
Mhm.
is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, and I
Yeah.
have been faithfully click in on anything that's a paper pattern, and
Mhm.
that's fun too. So
Yeah, and I've definitely been keeping my counts too, so let us know. And I've also been taking pictures. I don't know if you took pictures at the start of the month or not,
I can't remember.
but I at least can show you pictures of where things started at the month and where they ended up, if you are interested in that.
I should go back and look, and then I could collect a bunch and have them in a folder and ready to put in our videos. So anyway, that's a lot of that. And tell us what you're working on while you sit and listen to us and hang out. And whatever comments and questions, we would love to see those. And I'm doing my best to get in. A lot of times it's on Sunday morning before we film again.
Mhm. Right.
So, do you think that there are enough shenanigans going on?
Oh yeah, and we could ramble for another couple hours easily.
Oh, absolutely. So, what we really better do is say bye.
Bye. Have a good week.